To be honest, I didn't really like this earbuds when I first got it. I know the controls will suck because it's Xiaomi, the transparency mode isn't that great, and there's no app support for anything not called Xiaomi or Redmi. But I kept on using it and I quickly realized that multi-point connection is just so convenient. And that's only one aspect of the earbuds. Let me tell you everything about it so you'll know if this is the right purchase for you. And we're starting right now. Selamat pagi! Good morning everyone, Kenneth here and welcome to my review of the Redmi Buds 3 Pro. I know I'm very late to the party, but I do think this is still worth considering, even in 2022 because of that unique feature no other earbuds under 50 bucks has. Before we start, full disclosure is in the description below. Basically, it reads, I'm always telling you my own honest opinion, and please use the affiliate links to support me at no extra cost to you. Thank you so much, and let's not take too much time. We'll start with one of the most important things, the sound quality. Overall, what you get here is a pretty safe tuning. Decent bass, decent vocals, everything decent, which means these are easily outperformed by the competition. Even cheaper ones like the excellent Halo W1, the classic Feel T1 Lite and Pros, or if you've seen the Moondrop Neko Cake review, that's quite a lot better as well. Heck, even the old but trusty Soundbeats T2 still sounds better. Let's talk about some songs in my review playlist now so you have a better idea of how it sounds. Starting with Many the Miles by Sarah Bareilles. This song really shows Redmi's limitation. Let's say in all the earbuds I've mentioned just now, you can hear better distinction from every snare hit to every piano notes. If I would rank them, the Redmi would be at the bottom. It's the least detailed, everything is confined inside your head. Then the Soundbeats T2 brings slightly better details. You get Feel T1 Lite above it, then the Moondrop Neko Cake expands the soundstage further, and finally the Halo W1. What makes the W1 special is actually the sound staging. It feels the most wide open, like I usually describe on more expensive earbuds. Vocals stay in the center while the instruments come from around your head. Now that was a pop country song. What if we were talking about rock here? Enter Sandman by Metallica sounds fine on the Redmi. The focus is right on the chugging guitar and bass. The thundering drum also delivers a dark and mysterious feeling, which is where I want it to be. But when compared to the others, like the Halo W1, which also delivers plenty sub-bass with much better treble detail, the Redmi just can't compete. Moondrop Neko Cake steers on the lighter bass side here, and the Feel T1 Lite sounds much louder while staying close to that W1 sound signature. Simply speaking, everything else has better detail and separation than the Redmi. But now, these genres might be the edge cases depending on which song you're listening to. If you're mostly listening to simpler pop or EDM songs, then the gap won't be as much. Like for example in No Excuses by Meghan Trainor. While I do appreciate the extra detail from Feel or Halo here, I enjoy the Redmi just as much. And at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, right? It's decent and it's good enough. Okay, if you found the review useful so far, please hit a thumbs up or if it's subscribe, it'll really make my day. And let's move on to the next one, the build quality and fit. Xiaomi being Xiaomi, they don't have much fanfare when it comes to the unboxing. It's a very small box. You get your earbuds, a surprisingly nice cable, some ear tips and papers, and that's it. That's it. I have to give them credit for creating yet another very well built product. The only thing that can compete here is probably stuff from Ugreen or this Realme right here, which means it's better than the Feel, better than the Halo, you name it. Now, why I said that is because first, this gives a premium feeling when you hold the case, thanks to the super soft matte plastics. Problem is, this is a type of material that could get scuffed when it comes in contact with your keys and stuff. And one time I was so surprised when I took it out of my bag and it looks like this. Fortunately, you can easily clean it with a firm swipe of your finger, and so far I've had this for more than 3 months now. I got it dirty a lot of times, but I could always clean them and there are no micro scratches, which I've had quite a lot, and it looks ugly on a Realme Buds Air 2 Neo, so that's very good material of choice here on the Redmi. Moving on to the second point, this lid is solid. It's spring-loaded, so it's super easy to open and close. The snap is satisfying, and as a bonus, it is very fun to fidget with. Finally, and the last point is the features. Everything you can ask is here. Good battery life that lasts you till the weekends, battery indicator in front, USB-C for charging, a button for pairing and reset, even wireless charging at the back, they are all here. But let's move on to the earbuds now. These are made so that you can take it out very easily. The soft material choice continues here with a touch of mirror-like plastics. At first, the design looks weird to me, but functionally it is just the same as any normal earbuds. If not, you got plenty of space to grab the earbuds without actually touching the sensor now. And it's IPX4 water resistant, so sweat is not a problem. As far as fit goes, it's actually very pleasant to the ear. I've never had any discomfort, and it doesn't stick out as well. The fit does open up slightly when you raise your eyebrows or grin, but I say it handles the situation pretty well. The inner shaft doesn't go too deep into the ear, but not too shallow as well. And despite the very soft ear tips that doesn't really grip your ear, it never got loose by itself, and it also doesn't introduce that sucking feeling inside your ear. Pro tip, you can twist it to the back to secure the fit even further. But now let's talk about the experience, and we'll start with the controls, which I've been saying for this forever, it sucks. But good news though, it sucks less now. That's because you're not stuck with voice assistant and play pause anymore. Instead, you get next song and play pause. Then there's a long hold gesture to switch ANC transparency, but you still can't go to the previous track, let alone control volume. And I guess in a shocking turn of events, no voice assistant. Wow. But at least for the things it can do, it does them well. Touch sensitivity is spot on, response time is quick, and even changing ANC modes doesn't interrupt the music that's playing, only fades it slightly, do some beeping action, and your music is back. This has a touch-based wear detection sensor which player pauses songs automatically, then switches to transparency when one earbud is taken out. More importantly, it remembers your last use setting, so if you left it on transparency, next time you use it, it'll be on transparency mode. And if you only use one earbud, you can switch between ANC off or transparency mode. So I'm happy to report that it works well in giving an experience on par with the Realme Buds Air 2. Same thing with the Neo here, which is some of the best out there, and that is awesome. Now, the thing is, the ANC and transparency isn't that great. It falls behind the likes of Soundpeats T2, Earphone Air Pro 2, but still better than the Moondrop Neko Cake, of course. I say the ANC is around the ballpark of Realme Buds Air 2 series, including the Neo here again, which blocks a good amount of low rumble, but due to the soft ear tips that lack passive isolation, it doesn't block mid to high frequencies as much. But on to transparency mode now. I don't really know if I should say this as good or bad, but it's like this. The amount of outside noise you hear is among the least I've ever tested. Probably it's about the same as like Feel T1 Pro back in those days. You'd be better off taking your earbuds out if you're gonna say more than just yes or no. But at the same time, it's free of wind noise, like completely none. Redmi calls it AI scene judgment, but essentially after it detects about 10 seconds of wind noise in ANC mode, it switches automatically to transparency and completely negates the wind. Now, I think it's the right time to touch on the features only available on Xiaomi or Redmi devices, not Poco, because I definitely don't see the option on my Poco X3 Pro unless I'm missing something here. So there are two expanded capabilities. One is what I just mentioned, the AI scene judgment. It does more than wind noise cancellation because it also adjusts the ANC strength depending on your surroundings. Say if you're in a library, then it'll turn the ANC down. But if you're in a subway, then it goes all the way up. Also, you supposedly can switch between the three strengths manually here. Then number two, you can switch the default transparency to enhanced voice. I can't test it out, but I doubt it'll considerably change the situation here. Most importantly though, like what you'd expect from earbuds nowadays, you don't get any hissing nor sound quality changes, no matter which ANC mode you're using, which is good. Okay, talking about battery life, what you have to know is you can't really turn off the ANC mode to save battery unless you have Xiaomi or Redmi device. But despite that, the battery is more than enough. Xiaomi claims 6 hours on the earbuds and a total of 28 hours with the case. That's with ANC off, but in my testing, I actually reached a bit more than 6 hours with transparency mode on, 50% volume and 2 devices connected. In my experience, the battery drain for ANC and transparency is about the same, but keep in mind that 50% volume is only suitable for indoor listening. As outdoors, I constantly find myself listening at 70 to 80%, so expect the battery to decrease, but it's still a very good and usable result. Finally, let's talk about the one feature that sets this apart, practically the reason why you're gonna be buying the Redmi Buds 3 Pro, and that is multi-point connection. I know I might be missing some earbuds that had multi-point before, but this is the first under $50 earbuds with the feature that I've ever reviewed. And for your info, the only next step is Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro, which costs $170. But keeping it sweet and short, I love it. To set it up, you just open the lid, hold the button for 3 seconds, the LED will blink, which indicates pairing mode. You connect to your first device and do the same thing for the second device. Next time you take the earbuds out, it'll connect to both devices and switch automatically depending on which device is playing audio first. And remember, the battery test I did was with 2 devices connected, and the battery life is still 6 hours, which is awesome. So we're almost finished here, and what's left is the latency and mic test. Let's check them out right now. Alright, welcome everyone to the microphone test. Right now we are on the Redmi Buds 3 Pro and we are in an indoor setting where nothing much going on. I don't even have a fan, or the window is just slightly open, so this might be a good scenario, best case scenario if I might say, if you're going to use these earbuds in online classes, Zoom meetings and stuff like that. So what do you think of the sound quality? Let's get outside and we'll see how it performs. So here we are with the Redmi Buds 3 Pro outdoors. I think it's the first time I've tested these Redmi Buds out in the street like this. So what do you think of the sound quality? I'm actually excited myself to check out how it performs, because the Realme Buds that I've checked before also perform very well. Alright, so let's compare it to the benchmark of the test, the AirPods Pro, and we'll see how it compares. Alright, so here we are with the AirPods Pro. What do you think of the sound? How do they compare? And can you hear more of my voice or less of the background noise? Let me know down in the comments below, and let's get back upstairs. We'll finish the video. To sum it up, the Redmi Buds 3 Pro is a good sounding earbuds, good ANC transparency, great battery life for the specs, but the selling point is gonna be the premium build quality and of course, multi-point connection. I don't think the lack of app support is much of an issue. It's more like a bonus for those who have Xiaomi or Redmi, but come on, learn from Realme already, make app for everyone. But still, I do recommend Redmi Buds 3 Pro not only for those who want multi-point, I think that's obvious, but also for you who want an earbuds that just works. Honestly, this is a great purchase, even as a gift for your special someone. But let me know your thoughts down below. If you have more questions, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. I try to reply as much as I can. And don't forget to use the links when buying stuff. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I'm Kenneth, and I'll see you in the next one.